Hello, everyone. This is Independent Conservative. Thank you all for joining me once again. So, this is Thug Life Part 2 continued, or rather, the consequences of living the thug life or being around people who live the thug life and don't care anything about you. Yeah. And what am I talking about? Well, you already know, but rapper Offset was shot and wounded during some kind of altercation. So let's get right into this article. I just did a video on the other guy, Pooh Shiesty. I didn't hear anywhere where Pooh Shiesty's situation was even mentioned. I guess this stuff is so common now that I guess the media doesn't even bother to follow it. But yeah, and right after that, this happens with Offset. So let's get right into this. But yeah, this is Thug Life Part 2 continued. The rapper Offset was wounded Monday evening in a shooting outside a Hollywood, Florida casino, according to his representative. The Seminole Police Department told the New York Times, I hope I'm pronouncing it right, in a statement that the shooting occurred outside a Hard Rock Hotel and Casino at about 7 p.m. Eastern Time, resulting in one person sustaining non-life-threatening injuries. A representative for the 34-year-old former Migos rapper, Migos rapper, told TMZ the first report on the incident that the injured person was their client who was, quote, fine and receiving medical attention at a local hospital. The circumstances surrounding the shooting were not immediately clear. Police said 2 people have been detained. Offset, whose real name is Khary Kendrell Cephas, is a founding member of the Georgia hip-hop group Migos, which officially disbanded in 2023, nearly a year after founding member Takeoff, this is terrible, was fatally shot at a Houston bowling alley in November 2022. Patrick Clark has been arrested and charged with Takeoff's murder. This is a developing story. End of article. This is a crying freaking shame, man. This is a crying shame. It's such a tragedy that this happened. I mean, thankfully, Offset is not dead. But this is another example of the thug life. Something that the black community embraces. I mean, I don't know, another something that the black community embraces. This ratchet behavior the black community embraces. And I don't understand the philosophy behind it. I don't understand the reasoning behind it. I don't understand why they consider this to be cool and acceptive. But this is absolutely insane. Now, let me say this about Offset. I don't know much about his music. I don't even need to reiterate that. You guys know, I said it before, I'm not into the modern rap scene. However, there was one particular song that I did like. I think the title of it was Everyone Looking for Clout or something like that. And it was a video where, I don't know if he's still married to her, Cardi B, and the both of them were collaborating in this song in the video. So, and I like the song. I really like the song. I like the lyrics. I like the beat, the little ding 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 ding. I like the song. I'm gonna admit, I like the song. So I don't hate all of the modern rap songs that are out here. Some of them, the ones that I have heard, are pretty cool, you know. And off one of the one I just mentioned, I think that's the title of it. Everyone's Looking for Clout. I mean, I know that's the tagline in the song. Everyone's looking for clout or something like that. But I really liked it. Like the lyrics, like the beat. I like the message that it seems to be sending. So I like that, okay? But that was all I heard from Offset. I don't know much else about him, okay? The point is that it's clear that the life that he may have lived at one point, or the people that he've hung around at one point or are hanging around at any given point, that it's a thuggish mindset that these people have. Whether I'm going to assume that Offset still has that mindset, or the people he's hanging around still has that mindset. I don't understand. I mean, you're making all this money. Why would you want to live that lifestyle? Why would you want to be around there? You know, I said this about the boxer Clarissa Field, okay? The black boxer, black American boxer Clarissa Fields, who is a dynamic boxer. I mean, I've seen her boxing, and I really believe that if she was to go against Muhammad Ali's daughter, what's her name? Ali, I forget her name. Dang, I should remember her name. But you know what I'm talking about, Muhammad Ali's daughter. I believe that would be a huge moneymaker. And I'm gonna cross the line when I say this, but I believe that Clarissa Field would beat Muhammad Ali's daughter. I believe he would beat her. He would crush her. He would crush her. And I believe, she would crush her. I'll say he would crush her. She would crush her. And I believe Clarissa Field would crush her in her heyday, in Miss Ali's heyday. I think she still would crush her. Her punching power is extraordinary, I believe. So anyway, I'm going to get crucified for that, but that's just what I believe. Okay. But at any rate, I made a comment on a particular video that I was watching a few weeks ago with Clarissa Fields after having won the last fight. To celebrate, she goes to this type of club parties, and a lot of those clubs, y'all know what I'm talking about. Black people, y'all know what I'm talking about. If you're black and you watch, you know what I'm talking about. Them clubs where they firing it up, they wilding, and she's, and doing all this and flipping her head and doing all this, and making these funny little signs, and hand signs, and all this kind of stuff, and right around all this ratchet ghetto stuff, and I'm like, man, and I made the comment, I was like, and somebody was like, I admire her as a professional boxer. She is one of the best that I've seen in terms of the female boxing field. I really admire her. She has great talent. I'm not taking that from her. But why celebrate it hanging around ratchet people like that? Why you got to go to the club with all these knuckleheads, man? All this, something going to end up happening. Somebody going to get into a fight and somebody else probably going to get smoked. And why? Why? And that's the comment I made. I don't know if I got any rebuttal from that comment because everybody's celebrating her in the comment section about her win, but I'm looking at where she's at, and I'm like, okay, celebrate your win, but why celebrate it around all these knuckleheads? It's almost like, as the black community, man, when we see someone that's black, that's on top, and they're rising, we want to grab them. The ratchet people in the black community want to grab hold of them and keep them into their little corner. Have them all at the club partying and being around strippers and all this kind of stuff. Clarissa Field is not a stripper, bro. She didn't got into her. Don't get me wrong. Just follow me down the Yellow Brick Road here. Don't get me wrong. She is more in touch with her feminine side. I know y'all thought like, man, you're going way off base here. But just follow me down the Yellow Brick Road. She's more in touch with her feminine side, and I like that because at first she was real kind of like, didn't look too attractive, and she was kind of like uncouth. But now she's more into her feminine side, and she looks very beautiful woman, okay, in my opinion. But she done beautified herself, okay, cool, but then she's beautifying herself for the wrong people, in my opinion. You know what I like, and I know people gonna hate on me for this, but just hear my logic. I like when these black artists, these black celebrities, whether they're boxers or whatever, and they start becoming popular, I like seeing them around not just black people, but white people too. I like seeing a white entourage around them as well. And the reason for that is because what it's showing me is that certain aspects of their behavior is tempered. Because they know a vast majority of white people don't act like that. There are some white ratchet people out there. But come on now, a lot of that ratchetness, you see it in the black community among the ghetto-minded people, the ghetto fabulous folks. That's where you see a lot of that ratchet behavior at. And you don't see a lot of that. You see some of it, but you don't see a lot of that in the white community. And when you do see it, it's usually because these white people trying to be ratchet like the ghetto people in the black community. So that's what you usually see. And it's like, when I see black celebrities and so forth attributing to it, and I see more white people around them, to me is a positive image as positive image because it's saying, okay, I'm still myself, I'm still black, I'm still in touch with my own, but at the same time, I'm not pushing away white people because the imagery is, oh, you hanging around all the white people, so you betraying the people in the hood. Well, my philosophy is like this. if people in the hood don't want nothing in life, if they trying to drag me down and trying to pull me down to the point where I end up getting capped over something stupid like Offset did, and I'm pretty sure that the reasonings for it is dumb, then what's the point? Why am I trying to associate as a celebrity? Here I am growing in popularity, growing in money, growing in status. What benefit is it to me or anyone to associate with a group of people who don't want anything in life? They're not people in the hood that want to stay in the hood, that want to stay ratchet, are not trying to look for inspiration. They're not trying to get up out of their situation. They think that that's the right way to go. They think that that's what being black is all about, being ratchet and ghetto. Because if they didn't think that, they would stop. They would stop doing what they're doing. If they was thinking anything different, they would stop. But clearly, they don't think that. They think that that's the way black people should be, and that's why they keep doing it, and that's why people keep getting shot and everything else. Because they think this is what it's all about. This is being gangster. And being gangster is all about being black. Like the old saying, you ain't no real N. You ain't no real N-I-G-G-A. If I don't act the way they act, I ain't no real N, if you know what I mean. They'll tell me that's I've had guys tell me that. So you ain't no real N. You ain't no real N-I-G-G-A. You ain't no real N. You ain't the one. Okay, I'm fine. Fine, I'm not a real N. I'm a real man. That's what I associate. I'm a real man. I'm not trying to be a real N-I-G-G-A. I ain't trying to be that, bro. I'm trying to be a real man. That's what I'm trying to be. Okay, so you do you and I do me. But the whole point is that kind of behavior and that kind of worldview is bringing us down. And for someone like Offset, who's making all this money, who has this popularity, why would you want to associate with those kind of people, man? I'm getting so sick and tired of this gang stuff, this drill music, this trap music. This stuff is so poisonous, man. The mindset. And when I say drill music and trap music, I think a lot of that has a lot of influence. And where you could say, well, the drill music and the trap music, but particularly the drill music, is art imitating life. But I would say to some extent is life imitating art as well. Meaning that those who write the lyrics for this drill music and sing this type of stuff, that they are not only being influenced by what they see in the hood, but they are influencing people with their music in the hood. Because if you have a hood mindset, a hood rat mindset where you're not trying to get out of the hood, you're not trying to better yourself, you're not trying to get out of that mentality, and you listen to all this drill music over and over, hence the term drill music. Drill, the way I see it, they drilling these negative lyrics into your mind, and you're not trying to get out of the hood, you're not trying to better yourself, but you filling your mind with drill music that's drilling in your mind, gang banging, drilling in your mind, offing somebody, drilling in your mind immorality and bang and all this other type of stuff. What do you think is going to happen to that person? There's no amount of self-control that's going to stop them from going off and wanting to take somebody out. And this is what we say. So it's a cycle. It's a cycle, a never-ending cycle in the black ghetto community. And I distinguish it. I say the black ghetto community because I have to distinguish it from other black communities because all black people are not like this. Just like all white people are not a certain way. All white people are not racist. That's a bunch of bull crap. Okay? None of this, I'm saying the same thing. All black people are not like this. Let me reiterate that. Let me make myself clear. But the ones that are like this are the ones we hear about and see the most. We don't hear about the Walter Williams. We don't hear about the Thomas Sowells of the day. We don't hear about the Curl Swains. We don't hear about any of those individuals on the news. Nobody promotes their intellect. Nobody promotes what they're producing. We don't hear anything about that. We hear about this kind of gang banging, ghetto fabulous, ratchet behavior type of stuff. That's what we hear. That's what we see. And that's why people think the way they think about black people in general, because that's all we see and hear, even though a vast majority of black people are not like that. This has to stop. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Once again, I guarantee you, this gonna go over people's heads, and they're gonna still do the same thing. What's up, man? They can't even talk. They can't even talk. I got a lips, and I struggle sometimes. I know I get it, but that's because I have a lips, man. I struggle. But God dog, I got a little bit of education. Some of these cats out here, man, it's into this type of stuff. You know, man, what you like what you call it? What was his name? That comedian, Aries. What's his name? Ariel. I forget that man's name. Y'all know what I'm talking about. The comedian, stand-up comedian that does his impressions so well. He did the Arnold Schwarzenegger and Sylvester Stallone impression. The guy's funny. And he was in an interview, and he said one of these rappers was asked a question. I guess one of the rappers was asked a question. And he said, "Hey, man, why you queer me like that?" His problem was, "Hey, man, why you queer me like that?" And everyone says, "Man, look, come on, man. We free now. We free." And I cracked up because I got what he was saying. I got what he was saying. Bro, you don't have to talk like that. Why you queer me like that? All these people that a lot of our young people are listening to, these so-called rappers and drill rappers and trap music and drill music and all this kind of stuff, the stuff they're putting out, man, is hurting our community. It's feeding our community a bad rap. And it becomes a cycle. Art imitating life and life imitating art. And it produces stuff like I just mentioned to you with Pooh Shiesty and Offset. And at the end of the article just said there's an investigation just because of, what was his name? Trap? The name of the guy? No, I'm not Trap. Takeoff. It says the founding member Takeoff was fatally shot at a Houston bowling alley in November 2022. I didn't know anything about that. Why? Why was he fatally shot? The founding member of this group, this concept organization, why was he fatally shot? Why? It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous, man. And I'm going to keep covering stuff like this and make people aware, even though I don't get much love in this channel and I don't get much support from the algorithms because the algorithms don't want to share this. I know that's what it is. I'm going to keep talking about it because I know that what I'm saying, a lot of it is true and people can say what they want to say. But at the end of the day, this needs to stop. It needs to stop. But what do you guys think? Leave your comments in the comment section below. Like, share, subscribe to my channel. God bless you all and see you again.